Howdy there, Internet. Welcome to Nerd Night and Perspectives. Majin Deer here with the Venerean Knight, and we have, of course, our special guest, Dave. Say
Hey,
hello.
I'm
And
glad
we
to be
are
here.
going to glad to have you. This is really a cool first step into these things. Now, the movie we're going to be talking about tonight is a fan favorite, if you will. It is Fanboys.
That was
The
right in the name.
Yeah, right there, right there. It's the movie's kind of controversial in
A little
itself.
controversial. It's like it's got like way like it's got it's from 2008, right? But like it's got like humor that's from like the earlier 2000s and maybe even the 90s that just would
Well,
not
that's
fly to gay.
yeah. Well, that's just it. The screenplay of this movie was actually written by Ernie Klein back in 1997
Yeah,
when he was
dude.
like really looking at all the leaks and all the stuff that was going out, focusing around Phantom Menace at the time. And now Phantom Menace is like the center point of this movie, but I don't know. Phantom Menace was actually the very first Star Wars movie I ever saw.
This is
Yeah,
like
I
mine
saw it
too.
at a yeah, we're all about that age. I saw it at a drive-through in 1999,
hmm
and I
We had a
even
VHS.
yeah, fuck yeah, I even dressed up as Darth Maul for Halloween my kindergarten year.
Oh yeah, did you
That's that
did you
that
did
same
you
year.
shave your head and show everyone your horns that you actually have?
Um, well, I basically put a hood over so you couldn't see the horns, but I had my face all painted up. I had the dual lightsaber and all that shit.
All right, on. You could
But
always reuse that costume for like the Insidious demon.
right,
Well,
yeah,
you
absolutely. Just
totally
gotta
could.
just gotta get a manicure and a tail. Um, this movie has controversial ties because, like, so this movie has technically been in the making since 1997, and it's been like the rights of it have been sold and all this stuff, and it eventually gets into the hands of a bunch of producers because. I mean, this movie wasn't even going to be allowed without George Lucas's, um, blessing, which he gave to Kevin Spacey on the shoot of like I think one of the Superman movies.
Yeah, those are good people, right? This good guy,
Uh,
Kevin Spacey.
he was acquitted, but let's not get too hasty there. They well, even worse than Spacey in this regard is Harvey Weinstein
Oh,
and
okay.
how what he ended up doing to this movie.
See,
So
I thought you
like
said this movie was
As
controversial.
long as we're not talking about what he did to other people.
well, he sure as shit this movie.
Well,
So
that's for sure.
well, fucking he was like really promoting it and all that stuff, and he ended up basically gutting the core of this movie, which was the whole cancer storyline,
Yeah, the
and they pretty
cancer
much
subplot.
ditched it.
Yeah,
They ditched the whole. Well, that's just it. It was supposed to be the plot,
yeah, or
and it
cancer
became
plot. Yeah,
barely a
yeah,
subplot.
yeah.
You know?
They tried to write it out, and then they had to. Well, they had that fan campaign, right? That brought it back in. That was what
Right.
it was.
There
Yeah.
was a fan campaign. A lot of people were talking about it. A lot of people threw up a lot big stink about it.
Harvey, who was originally talking about like basically putting it all over the country, like intentionally, when this movie was coming out to theaters, intentionally shut it down to only like 44 theaters.
He's a real vindictive prick, isn't he?
Yeah, and so the movie was basically set to fail from the start due to
Yeah,
people like
you know,
Harvey Weinstein.
it's actually funny because like I did not know why I never saw the release of this movie because I remember seeing a couple like of the trailers as a kid and kind of like, oh, I'd love to see that. That looks like fun, because I was a big Star Wars fan at the time. I still kind of am, but regardless, I was looking forward to it, and then all of a sudden, it just radio silence. Never heard about it until I saw it on TV one day, and I was like, "Oh, this movie actually came out." And then we ended up watching it then, but I didn't even know it released. You
Well,
know,
that's just it. It pretty much wasn't supposed to. It was almost like
like
it
a
was practically
shadow.
shadow banned.
Yeah, I remember
But
watching it back when I was young. I watched like bits and pieces of it, like shortly after it came out on TV, and then never saw it again.
Yeah. See, that's my experience too. I was like, what the hell happened? Because I remember really liking it as a kid too. So I have some of my notes here. Like, so it says that like it was directed by Kyle Newman, right? Like, and then it
Yeah.
was like it had like reshoots that were done by Darth Weinstein here.
And it was while Kyle was on vacation or something. He didn't even know that they were
Yeah.
reshooting. They practically reshot like most of that movie.
Well, I have down it was done by like this reshoots are done by Stephen Brill, and they said that's where they got a lot of like the really raunchy kind of humor and like vulgar humor that they had in there.
Which I
Yeah.
like. I like the vulgar humor in it.
Did
I
you?
thought it like I like the more like mature themes, because this was kind of supposed to be like a coming of age story in a way, even though they're all adults. They're all like late bloomers, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like
Right.
I mean, I will say it's not like as immature humor as the last movie Jonathan and I watched.
That was bad.
What was that one? What was that one?
Killing. Oh.
Thanksgiving.
If that's the sheriff, then you must be Turkey. You kids are retarded.
I would still say it's
Oh,
like
okay.
still kind of immature. I mean, for me, I didn't really vibe with all of it. There was some stuff that I still loved, but it felt like it was almost like in the same vein as like American Pie was, Like I would think it was funny like when I was in high school, but some of the jokes didn't
Right.
really land for me.
Funny that
being
you brought
older.
that up. I last night I literally rewatched 16 Candles for the first time, and I
Oh
felt
my
similarly.
goodness.
Mhm.
Like, it was really funny when I was younger, but kind of older, it's kind of like,
What's happening, hot stuff?
Yeah.
But it's also like a core of like most of those teen comedies.
Mhm.
Thankfully, there wasn't too many like fringy moments in the movie.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
for some trivia on the development of the movie, I got is that after George Lucas was given like he was given like him and Kevin Smith were both given like early access to seeing the movie
Mhm.
or like seeing the screening, like the rough cuts and stuff like that. George Lucas gave him the stamp of approval and let him use all their original sounds. Like he allowed that. He's usually I think, a pretty big stickler about using his like any of his original material and stuff like that.
Which is ironic because he's probably the most parodied franchise,
Yeah, it is. It's most recognizable. And
Yeah.
then Kevin Smith, when he saw it, like in early access, he's like, "I want to be in it. I want to be give me a cameo, please." Like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's like King of the Nerds right
Dude.
there.
Jail suck a dick, dude. I'm telling you.
When the next one's ready. I'd rather be chugging.
We want this.
Yeah, he said, he must have volunteered. He's like, Jason will blow somebody to get in this movie. Jay's like, I will. Like, yes, you will. Yes, you will.
Stop asking questions. You're gonna do it.
But another thing too was like when they brought up that the Captain Kirk versus like in the movie, there's like a Captain Kirk and a Khan statue, and
Yeah.
they joked that they're like it looks nothing like either one of them, and Seth Rogen says like, yes, thank you for pointing that out. Unfortunately, the whores at Viacom threatened to sue if we use their likeness, and that's like an inside joke for the fact that none of these guys have actual accurate Star Trek uniforms or logos.
Uniforms.
Yeah,
Right.
not even the logo pin
Yeah.
isn't even the same.
Yeah, which is super funny.
Yeah, Seth Rogen actually he plays two characters, but he actually plays three.
So
And
the
one of them
first-
he's just described as alien.
He's just an alien. He's just like I did not know that was him. Like,
So vague. Yeah, I didn't either.
yeah,
Which one was he?
He was the one guarding in Las Vegas. He was the one guarding Shatner or whatever.
Oh, guarding Shatner. That's so funny.
So,
Yeah, the Klingon or
He's
whatever.
keeping the Shat in.
do you want to talk about some of the cast right now? Because I got I mean, the cast of the
dude,
crew,
there's a long list.
there's a long list. There's a lot of cameos. I did want to
So,
bring
like-
up. You brought up Ernest Cline already as a
Uh,
screenwriter, and I just
yeah.
want to say, for anyone who recognizes that name, he was Ready Player One. So any Ready Player One fans out there, he wrote the book. I read it.
Yep.
Pretty fire. Go ahead. Sorry, you take it. You sound like you wanted to say.
No, that was perfect. Yeah, he wrote that in I think 2011.
Yeah, 2011.
Um,
Yeah.
but
Dude,
the
one
cast,
of them got to kiss. I was gonna say one of them got to kiss Carrie Fisher.
Oh yeah, dude.
yes,
That was.
dude. Every fan's fucking dream right there.
Wasn't that Chris Marquette's character? He went up and just kissed her. Like that was Linus,
so.
right? The one with the
I think
cancer.
so.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. What a dream.
Yeah.
lucky bastard.
They
Yeah, I know. Got her where she's still alive. Still kicking.
yeah. Well, and even real quick before we talk about the cover for, and I've seen some covers of it of Fanboys. I mean, we know the one where it's kind of like,
The
you
20-year-old virgin.
know, original trilogy covers, but
Oh.
it's like, instead it's like the 40-year-old virgin
Yeah.
cover, but it's just got Darth Vader's helmet on it.
Yeah.
Instead of Steve Carell, and I don't know, I really like that just because it really just amplifies the whole virgin trope
Well,
that
I
we
think
just see constantly in the movie.
I think that's a really good point, but it also kind of sets you up for like the type of humor and comedy you're going to be in for. In this
Right,
movie.
including Seth Rogen.
Yeah, including Seth Rogen 3 times. And the thing about like the cast of this movie, Seth Rogen may play 3 characters. He gives like 2 good performances. That one where he's the pimp character. Oh my god, he's terrible.
No.
He's terrible.
I think you and me talking in private, you mentioned something being like the only time that Seth Rogen actually acts.
Oh yeah, he did a
In
great.
this
I think he
and it's
actually
brutal,
did a
and it's
Because he
brutal.
always
When he's not playing just himself, yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah. Well, when he played the nerd,
I did like the
Trekkie.
Trekkie. Yeah,
The
he did a
Trekkie,
really good Trekkie. I
was-
thought
He did.
was great.
That was
the
pretty
pimp
good.
was ridiculous. And honestly, we could even argue the guard because we didn't even know that was him, but it was also such a minor role.
Hey, that may have been a real alien, man. That's how good of an actor
Right?
he was. And that's
Dude, can I just say that I feel like Hutch should have been more pissed off that Windows was banging his girl.
Oh yeah. Well, dude, Hutch never had a shot, man. Dude, let's be
No,
honest.
he never had a
Right.
shot.
I'm
Like,
amazed
and
Windows had a shot.
for sure.
So the main cast of characters is Windows is probably the most recognizable for me as for the main cast. It's Jay Baruchel. We've seen him in This Is the End. We've seen him She's Out of My League. We've seen him
Most Seth Rogen movies.
most Seth Rogen movies. He plays a role in there.
Right.
Some of you guys might recognize Hutch. I've seen him before. I don't know what the hell I've seen him in though. Do you guys recognize Dan Fogler?
Yeah, he was Balls of Fury and gosh,
my
what is it?
Oh,
Balls of Fury. I forgot that movie.
I forgot
existed.
about that movie.
Yeah, he's a British guy. He was in like Fantastic Beasts,
Oh
like the
my
Harry Potter
God.
movies.
That's him.
What?
Yeah, that's him.
He's the Muggle guy, right?
Yes, yeah, he's the Muggle.
You're kidding me.
No,
Oh
that's him.
my god! I didn't realize that.
He's in a bunch of
Freaking
stuff.
Jacob or whatever.
Good luck, Chuck.
Good luck.
Oh,
I'm just blown away by the
he was it.
Fantastic
Yeah,
Beasts thing.
dude. You really nailed that. I didn't even recognize him in any of those.
No. I recognized him in the 2 comedies you mentioned, but not Fantastic Beasts. When you said it, it clicked, but
Right.
You're right about Good Luck Chuck. He's the one that fucks the melons.
So
That's awesome.
Well, I mean, Harry Potter fucked the horse, right?
Which one, the hippogriff or the thestral?
I don't know.
I guess is the
one of them.
thestral considered freaking necrophilia? I digress.
I would say yes.
All right. So the next recognizable actor, and is the actress Kristen Bell. She's Zoe. I think you've known her from The Good Place. She's been in a few other things. Not clicking to me right away, but she's been in a lot. I mean,
Hot or not,
I don't know. She's hot, dude. She's beautiful.
Yeah,
she's hot. She's definitely hot.
pretty good looking.
And then I think the next down, like I think she would definitely be above Hutch because I know I've seen her a lot of things. But
She was outstanding in The Good Place. I'm not gonna lie,
outstanding. Yeah,
outstanding.
I'll have to watch that. Actually, I haven't seen it. I just kind of like agreed with
I've
you.
seen bits and pieces
Oh.
of it.
Like I wholeheartedly recommend The Good Place. I thought it was actually really good.
Totally on my list.
Yeah. I've only seen bits and pieces, but it's pretty cute from what I've seen.
So we got, and then the last person. Well, no, actually, we got Linus, the main, like, the character who kind of drives the plot with his illness.
Right.
And that's Chris Marquette. I don't remember what he's been in, but I've seen him in a lot of things. I'm pretty sure I've seen him in horror movies where he dies. Like,
Yeah, I'm gonna try to pull him up on IMDb.
Girls Next Door.
Girls Next Door.
Yeah, he was in
Yeah,
Freddy versus
Friend.
Jason.
That's where I've seen him. That's where I've seen him in Freddy versus Jason.
Okay.
I remember
But I think I've just only ever seen him in this and Girls Next Door. Really, I didn't watch Freddy versus Jason.
Yeah,
He's
got
in
a
Just
face.
Friends.
Just Friends. I've never seen that.
I saw it once a long time ago.
Okay, and this is the least record. I don't know. Have you guys seen Sam Huntington, who plays Eric, the guy who owns, like, who's like working with his dad?
No,
No, I haven't seen him either.
like literally nothing.
Yeah, he gives me like Topher Grace vibes, if anything, from that '70s show. But other than that, no, I haven't seen him in anything else. So, but we obviously got a lot of cameos. Jonathan, what are some of like the main ones that come out of your mind right away?
Dude, fucking Danny Trejo, fucking Machete.
Yeah, giving
And
out some peyote.
Mr. Peyote.
Well, and it's
Man.
really cool in hindsight because they put him, obviously way later they put him in Mandalorian, so he's
Yeah,
a
he was-
consistent Star Wars fan / actor that's kind of been
Right.
appearing in the fandom,
Yeah,
over
he
the
played-
decades.
He played the Rancor, didn't he? Or
The Rancor trainer.
oh, he was.
might
the
have actually-
trainer. I thought he was just a
Yeah.
baby Rancor. Like I thought they like. He just
They
looked
might have
like-
had him voice that. I'm not sure who was voicing the
No,
Rancor.
I'm
but...
kidding. I'm just calling him ugly.
Oh, fuck. Oh.
I love Danny Trejo.
Yeah.
He's great. He's great.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Fucking
I mean, you
the
had the
big-
Shat.
Are you kidding? I'm William Shatner. I can score anything.
Of course, he had to play. He's like, I have to play a pivotal role. I bet he chose that role for himself. I wasn't just like.
I mean, they had Billy D. Williams in as well. That's Lando Calrissian.
Billy D. Williams made an appearance. Yeah.
yeah. Of course, we talked Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes.
Yeah, we talked Kevin Smith, Jason Mewes as well, they're giving people one-time experiences, or nice experiences in the local gas station bathrooms. Really, the only place you can get those,
That is it, man. I don't want to do this anymore. Why not?
What I tell you, sweet and womanly, right?
Really? Yeah, absolutely.
You come to America, any of you people that are watching outside the States, come to our gas station bathrooms, man. Maybe you'll get lucky.
Make sure you go tell your friends.
You'll at least find some interesting phone numbers.
You find
There'll be some interesting phone numbers on there.
Yeah. I know he'd rather do that than sit in that van, so.
Oh my god. Worrying about the guy next to you jerking off.
Hang on. Jonathan, there's a story behind that. Can you explain more on why he would rather do that?
Well, no, there's just so in there's a deleted scene, which is really more of an extended scene of the Kevin Smith, Jason Mewes cameo, where pretty much Jay would rather frickin' eat cum than frickin' ride in that fucking lame ass Star Wars van, according to him.
His wish comes true.
Oh.
Yep.
Man down.
We also got Craig Robinson, who I know as HorseDick.mpeg
Horse dick dot
Oh,
from
God.
fucking Miss March. Fucking
You can't not think of that, but I think of more of either This Is the End or The Office. It's like,
yes, dude. This
Daryl.
Is the End is probably one of my favorite comedies.
I'm glad someone else appreciates it like how I do, man. I feel like it's not loved as much as
It's a
almost
studded
people.
Seth Rogen movie, dude. It's Seth Rogen's super movie, you know.
Seth Rogen super movie. Love Craig Robinson in it.
Yeah,
We also
freaking
we brought up earlier like Carrie Fisher. She's in this.
yeah.
I never saw
When-
Mark.
She was like 40. So,
They didn't have to have Disney reanimate her corpse.
right, dude. Pure MILF age.
God, digital necromancy. Freaking.
No, she was great in that. I loved her. I loved that she kind of like was the one that like inspired them on. It's kinda
Right.
nice.
Yeah. Well, we also got freaking Lando Calrissian in there.
Of course,
Billy D. Williams.
Billy
He was
D.
the judge.
Yeah.
And you were talking with that back to that. This Is the End thing with Danny McBride,
Yeah, Danny McBride.
who in This Is the End plays the absolute best shithead.
You stupid mother. Fucking psychopath! It's a prop gun.
In that fucking
Oh my
movie.
God.
That and Pineapple Express.
Pineapple Express. Yeah.
Both of those times I fucking hate him, and that means he did a good job. Because I'm
Yeah.
supposed to.
Yeah. I can't say whether or not these are like actual like cameos, so much as like their friends coming in and they're recognizable people we're seeing come in, and I love that. Like you got Danny McBride, you got Will Forte, you have if you remember David Denman, and he's Roy from The Office. And,
Oh, I don't think I
Right,
picked up
right,
on that.
right.
And Jolo Truglio.
Yeah.
He's from
Yeah,
Brooklyn
he's-
Nine-Nine. Did I fuck his
Well,
name
what
up?
about
I
Mick?
fucked his
What
name
about
Yeah,
Big
something
Chuck?
like that.
Big Chug, Ethan Suplee. Like,
No, Big Chuck. It was what's his name? Sam Huntington's dad, Christopher McDonald,
Oh, Christopher McDonald. Yes.
with
He
the
was good. I don't know why.
with the commercial. I loved the commercial that they did.
Yeah.
I know there's so many other movies that man's
There's-
been in. I cannot think of anything but superhero movie for some reason. I hate that that's what I recognize him in.
Oh, he was Shooter.
no,
He was Shooter McGavin
Shooter McGavin.
from Billy Madison or Happy Gilmore.
Oh, yep. I feel like he's probably
good call.
Yeah, good call, man. You're out here, man.
There's
Well,
also
you know.
one more freaking not on that list, but of the people cameos. Freaking Ray Park is in this movie. I didn't
yeah.
recognize him at first, and that's the guy that does the physical depiction. Like he physically plays Darth Maul in Phantom Menace,
Oh yeah, he was
and he was actually one of the security guards I think at Lucas Ranch.
Oh, that's great.
You know, they literally had Darth Maul fucking guarding Phantom Menace. Like what the
Well,
fuck?
did you hear what he said when he confronted the group? He was like, "You're gonna get mauled."
Oh, I missed it.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
he said that. He's like, "You're gonna get mauled," and I'm like, "Oh my god, it's
damn
Darth
it.
Maul!" Fuck.
Son of a bitch. No, that's pretty good.
Oh man. No, I'm glad you brought those ones up, guys. But we should talk about what this movie is essentially, because we've talked about like a little bit of the production, talked a little bit about the directors, the cast, who's in it. Well, let's talk about what the hell the movie is actually about, because like the movie is about a bunch of nerds, and they've kind of grown up. Some of them have grown up. It's optional, I guess. And they're having this Hail Mary plan to go to the Skywalker Ranch on a road trip. And one of them isn't fully on board because he decided he is going to grow up. He's going to work for his dad, and he's working for a used car company, car dealership. And he is pushed on to do it because one of his really close friends, Linus, has cancer. And they go down and they're driving down to the Skywalker Ranch to go steal and see the Phantom Menace before it airs, before it's released into theaters. And they
Yeah, but rough cut.
and they encounter so many hijinks along the way. And they including like coming into contact with Danny Trejo and getting some peyote, running away from the cops, and lots of different interactions with some Star Trek fans. And those are some of my favorite scenes.
Definitely.
They got flashed by some hot girls.
They got slashed by some hot girls. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of favorite scenes, let's talk about our favorite parts of this movie here. You guys got any off the top of your heads?
Well, definitely the second encounter with the Trekkies.
Oh my god, I loved the first encounter with the Trekkies too. Like that was fucking great.
Oh,
Go ahead.
Like just watching this single individual man just outperform all of these nerds.
Yeah, dude,
it was so fucking funny.
That's Star Wars for supremacy right there. You saw Seth Rogen fighting Seth Rogen. And
Exactly. Plus, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but like in the original trilogy, there's a moment where Chewbacca's being like overwhelmed by stormtroopers and pushes them all off. It's the same thing. It's the same motion.
Oh my god! There you go. I'm glad you brought that up, man. But what do you got, Jonathan?
The first. Well, I'm just reading on IMDb the first scene where they're fighting. When their first Star Trek fight, it was shot on a location in downtown Square Park Plaza in Las Vegas, New Mexico. I didn't know there was a Las Vegas, New Mexico.
I actually drive through Las Vegas, New Mexico, like twice a month.
Well, check this out. The spot that they shot that scene was also roughly where the Cuban commander and Russian general are standing when the storefront explodes in the movie Red Dawn.
Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah, so there's a little bit of that in there.
I'm gonna go take a detour next time I drive through there.
Yeah, a little off topic, but while I'm here, when they go to that coffee shop, Java the Hutt, that is also the same name of the coffee shop that Kristen Bell's character works for in the movie Veronica Mars.
Oh, okay.
Neat.
Okay.
It's Java the Hutt. Just little fun facts there.
That's cute. I think one of my favorite scenes is just like one of my favorite jokes is Danny McBride comes in and he's like talking about he's like Hutch lives in his mother's garage, big Rush fan, and he goes, "How do you know all this?" And he's like, "'Cause you got a Rush shirt on, dumbass."
I love that.
That was my favorite joke in the whole movie, and I know, like there's a lot of really good ones.
Opens up
that was my favorite.
Opens up the case and it's all Rush.
Yeah,
it's just
all of the time.
Rush is like not bad, but like, how do you love Rush that much, man?
And they got some good ones.
He didn't have a lot of choices.
Yeah, it's cassette collection.
Right.
And you guys got another? You guys got some more favorite scenes?
Yeah, I got more things. They got a lot of little things. So like the license plate on their van actually says Slave 2 on it.
Oh yes.
Obviously referencing Slave 1 from fucking Boba Fett. I don't know, just like little things like that I think really kind of, solidified it as a fandom.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the scene where they're all threatening to destroy the valuable pieces of sets and stuff.
Yeah, these Star Wars props.
I love that.
Dude,
she's all about like Christian Bell's about to fucking burn the fucking Ewok.
Alright.
You put Yoda down! Dude, I love that they had Willow's fucking wand and spell book in that fucking room. I think a lot of people overlook Willow. Like,
dude, well, it's because Willow's creepy. Let's be honest.
Maybe I haven't really
Because Willow
seen
was
that new
creepy.
Willow.
Willow gave
Yeah.
me nightmares.
The stop motion animation in the Willow movie was certainly suspect. But they there's just a lot of Star Wars stuff in this. You know,
Star Wars stuff. You saw some like
the
Indiana Jones.
the Jar Jar Binks tattoo.
Check this out. Episode 1. Who Snickens, Jar Jar Binks? That guy's gonna be the shit. I tell you.
Oh my god!
Like-
I love
Oh my
that,
god.
dude. That guy's
So
Like it is-
cringy. Hasn't
like a
even seen the
full-
movie yet. He hadn't even seen the movie yet. It's not even out yet. He's
telling
fucking
you
getting a
guys.
tattoo.
He's gonna be the shit.
Yeah, he will be
Probably
something.
the most hated fucking character, next to maybe fucking Rey Skywalker.
Yeah.
Oh
No,
my
Jar
god.
Jar is still above her. Jar Jar is
Oh.
still.
Yeah, way above, way above. People have made up a bunch of stuff about him.
Right? Well, that's just it. All the stuff we've made, the Darth Binks kind of stuff, actually makes him cool.
It makes him cool, but that's
Way
the level
cooler.
That's the level of cope we had to have. We have to tolerate Jar Jar Binks, dude. He has to either be not in the canon or a Sith Lord. We cannot accept that he is.
Otherwise,
exactly
he's just
who
kind
he
of
is.
racist.
Yeah, he's.
Otherwise, he's just
Right.
kind of racist. None of his other species talks like that.
Oh my god, yes, dude.
And is it racist or is he just the village idiot?
It's one of them. It's either ableist or racist. Pick one.
Right. I like that. Oh, one of them had a vision where their dad cuts off their hand. The kid, the one that worked for that fucking his dad at the car place.
Eric. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's great.
The trash compactor. You know,
trash
at Lucas
compactor.
Ranch.
I thought it was such a silly scene, but I'll give it to
It was
you.
silly, but it was fun. It was fun.
They thought that it was actually gonna crush them, and then there's nothing's happening.
We're all I felt like we were all expecting it.
And when Christian, I'm sorry, I was just thinking about when Christian Bell flashed the one nerd guy, and he didn't notice.
Wasn't even paying attention.
Oh my god!
Man's immune to sweater yams.
No kidding.
So, I think one of my favorite parts, actually, this is like at the end of the movie, and I think it's like, it really kind of reflects a lot of like me and my brother's relationship too. It's when Eric's older brother shows up to go, he's there at opening night for the Phantom Menace, and he's just as into it, you know, he's just as into it, he's just as psyched about it, even though he's like supposedly like he's the cooler older brother. My younger brother is kind of a similar way. He's like kind of like he still has that nerd in him, but he's definitely more jock than nerd in a lot of ways, you know, like he's
Mhm.
and that just made my, it gave me that warm heart feeling, like,
Right.
feelings, guys, feelings.
I mean, you remember feelings, right?
I do know feelings. I had so not to
I
get
like
too
that.
personal, but like I got a buddy that just recently passed away from cancer.
Mhm.
It's just one of those things that happens in life. You know what I mean? And like this movie really made me think of him, and like
Wow.
just
That's
the amount of living life to the fullest in every moment and stuff like that, man.
I love
like
that,
this
man.
this movie actually like really spoke to me a lot. Like I really, I saw it back when I was younger, and I rewatched it, and I was like, holy crap. This is exactly what I was always trying to do with my buddy, always trying to you got to live life to its best.
Well, it's like kind of interesting that you kind of put it that way, because like when they were making this movie, they talked about how they wanted to make, like, because a lot of nerds and stuff were usually like the victims of ridicule and kind of like made fun of, but they wanted to make
Right.
these characters people that you would hang out with, or you'd want to hang out
Exactly. Totally.
with. But these are the people that we hang out with, that we would
Exactly,
hang out
man.
with. These really are those people, and that, I'm really sorry about your friend, but I'm
Eh.
glad that you still have something that you can honor him with.
Oh yeah, we got I got a million memories with the guy, and I'm happy that I have those. One of those mottos I've always done, like try to live by, is never say no to a good time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I had a lot of good times with the guy.
God.
Yeah, no, that's so important because I mean, like you said, that's pretty much what the whole thing of the movie was going out with no regrets and living the life they wanted to live it, including getting to see and one last piece of Star Wars before it's over.
Yeah.
Exactly, with the people that are important to you.
Yeah, well, that's what makes it so bittersweet is that he didn't actually get to watch it with them.
Right. And
But
then
he
they're
knew
sitting there
they
at
would
the end of
get
the movie.
to.
What if this sucks?
Yeah.
That was a great ending to the movie.
Yeah,
What if
true
this
that.
I
True
do.
that.
Well,
I
and at
do.
the time, sorry.
Before
Go
we
on.
really get into more wholesome stuff, let's talk about what we didn't like about this movie.
Okay.
Fair enough.
You guys got anything that's coming to you? Because I got a few
Well,
things.
Some of the jokes didn't land with me. I don't know if it's just because I'm older or, they were just kind of pandering.
Yeah.
But granted, this is like an
was-
early nerd movie,
Yeah. Yep.
and we didn't have a lot of nerd movies.
Like it is like different now versus then, where we didn't have a lot of that fan service that we have now. But I definitely see where you're coming from, man. Like, 'cause I felt the same way on certain things.
I do like Star Trek despite liking Star Wars, and I understand that there was
All right.
this like
Well, it was nice
whole
knowing you,
thing
Dave.
about it.
No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I do like Star Trek, and seeing Star Trek people like displayed that way was kind of like, eh.
Mm-hmm.
Right. They definitely went into the stereotypes.
Yeah.
They definitely went into stereotypes.
God, they
even with the Star Wars
on
people,
Star Trek hard, dude.
hard.
Hey, keeps a fucking
they-
phaser gun just to weed out the Trekkies.
So funny. So funny.
That was really funny. I think. All right. Now this is one of the scenes that I'm like, I didn't laugh at it. I laughed at it when I was younger, I think, but I may have cringed then too. But like when they have the gay bar scene, I did not think that was very funny, especially like today. It would not fly.
Oh yeah.
And the interesting thing about that is, Stephen Klein or Ernest Klein brought up is that this was actually a reshoot that was done by Stephen Brill. Like this was part of the Weinstein thing. So this was not part of the original vision.
Yeah, I didn't think that was necessary.
Yeah, because it's weird because it's just kind of there and then it's done. And I'm glad that it was in and out quick on that joke. But it was kind of stupid. It wasn't very funny,
No. I sooner would have seen them driving down the road after getting their paying $10 for the glass of water and making fun of each other the whole time.
Yeah, like kind of like almost like a more of a in line with like a road trip movie,
Yes.
Could have made a moisture farmer joke.
Yeah.
Or like all of them getting their butts slightly kicked and then kicked out.
Yeah, because I mean, Hutch was kind of asking for it with him trying to act like the
totally
guy in there.
Totally.
Like, all right, nerd, dude, these guys are bikers. They will mess you up. Like,
or the bikers end up to be Trekkies.
Oh my god!
They could have done something with that.
Missed opportunity.
Yeah, totally.
But
they could have been nerds too. Exactly.
Yeah, but to make them, because nerds come in all different types, dude. Like
exactly.
There are biker nerds, redneck nerds. Sports nerds. Everybody's got I've known so many jocks, like so many like gym bros that are into anime. I talk
100%.
about anime. you hear
Mhm.
those guys, the most jacked guys there, are like, "Oh yeah, dude, you watch Naruto? Like
Dude, they're training to be Goku.
you
Like
watching
that's what this is.
Jujutsu Kaisen, dude?" No, like,
Oh man, I'm sorry. Tangent on anime, real quick. I have not watched Jujutsu Kaisen. It looks outstanding, though.
it's
The
really good
fight
so
scenes
far.
look
I've seen like the first
insane.
4 episodes. It's pretty fucking good. I just don't have access to the streaming service anymore.
Yeah.
Um, I have been keeping up with My Hero Academia, though, and My Hero is pretty great.
Oh, I like My Hero. I've fallen behind though, but hey, we'll come back. We'll come back. We'll
Yeah,
come back
we'll
to
talk to
this.
that on another one.
Yeah,
Freaking
definitely.
Love your energy, Dave. Wrong movie.
I said slight tangent.
oh, for sure. I do that too. Talk
Okay.
about Willow for a second. Fucking
So
I don't know.
Still
Go on,
creepy.
Hammer.
so you got something, Jonathan? A critique?
I mean, it's hard to say. Like, it kind of goes with you guys. It's more general. Like, there's just a lot of jokes that didn't land. Obviously, like I said, this movie's been written in the making since 1997.
Yeah.
The jokes are most of them because especially because they're coming from the perspective of never seeing Phantom Menace. All of their jokes are basically forced to involve just the original trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
And we're talking jokes that have roughly been made for like decades. I think that was the first movie that came out in like 16 years or something.
Yeah.
At the time, and so the jokes are old. They're old fandom jokes that we've all been saying our whole lives.
Yeah.
But it's good to see them put back into a light. I don't know.
I got two more. And
Okay.
one that is that Windows uncompromisingly believes that Harrison Ford is the greatest actor ever. And I love Harrison Ford, but I don't think I've ever seen that man act in a movie. I'm pretty sure he just plays himself. He's just grumpy and kind of just like, tell me, guys, have you seen him do like a different performance than I want my family back or I'm action grumpy old man?
That's not how the Force works.
No, it's pretty much just that.
Yeah.
He's in great movies, and he is great in them. Greatest actor of all time?
Maybe not.
Sorry, Jay. Sorry, Windows. You're wrong. Objectively.
Even at the time, there was way better actors.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. And this is like that. This is like more of like it made me uncomfortable. It was funny, but I went, "Eeh." And it was like when Windows finds out that girl he's been chatting with is like a teenager.
Oh, that was brutal.
So
Oh god.
I
uncomfortable.
don't even think she was a teenager. She was like 10
She was like, yeah,
or 11.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I skipped through that part, and I was like, "Oh, fuck."
it just made me go, yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
I didn't like that.
And then like her older brother, the guy who does that, he's a controversial figure too, up there with Weinstein and Kevin Spacey.
Yeah.
I'm not fully. I didn't do any research on what his stuff is, but I know he's also
Yeah, well, he looked like
a
Right.
taboo person.
he looked like.
And he runs out there and starts beating him up.
Yeah.
Which based.
Base. He did. Yeah, you beat up someone that you suspect of being a pedophile.
100%.
You don't question.
Beat them up.
You should
No.
get the key to the city.
Yeah.
However, he did kind of look like Chewbacca with mange. I don't know, like.
Wow.
Like
You're not
he's got
wrong.
so much hair.
He did look quite like a wild man. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. I think his name was.
I know he was really deep in the Star Wars fandom at the time.
Yeah, he did
He
that.
he was like the head of some site or something.
He was. I remember seeing. I'm trying to look it up right now, but
I definitely recognize him.
Harry Knowles.
Bad name.
He was.
He's quite hairy.
The Ain't It Cool. Yeah, he is quite hairy, dude. He is like. You look at this guy in the picture, like the actual guy. It's like straight. It's the neckbeardiest man you've ever seen. You know, I'm sure he's got
Definitely.
katanas lying around.
At least one. At least one.
Yeah.
Certainly lightsabers.
Yeah. So Harry Knowles, and he did the website or blog site. It was ain'titcool.com. And yes, he was involved in some sexual assault accusations.
Yeesh.
Yeah.
You're telling me that this chubby, ugly man who got some power was involved with accusations?
Yeah, with accusations. Yeah. He got some power, he got some money. What?
Yeah.
Say it ain't so.
And he sent it.
His role beating up pedophiles was a cover up.
Yeah,
Yes.
isn't that kind of that's kind of ironic, huh? It's not so good. Doesn't make me feel good.
And then you got
Yeah.
Harvey Weinstein like undressed in front of me.
Right. Yeah, not to
So,
mention Kevin Spacey, acquitted or not, it's pretty sus.
all right. So that was my things. What makes this movie really great? Let's give our closing thoughts on this. What makes, because I think this movie's awesome. I think
I really enjoyed it.
Jonathan.
Yeah, it was really good. It was a Star Wars. It was truly a movie for the fans. That was the whole core of it.
It was. And maybe they went a little overboard on fan service, but I think at the time when this movie was being written, it was something that we didn't have an overabundance of. This came out in 2008,
Yeah, and it was being written since '97. So
I think some of the things that really make it great are like the conversations that they have that Star Wars fans have had. Like, they talk about the debate of why do you actually like Boba Fett? He's not that cool. And I think he is. Fuck you. His armor's that awesome. It makes his whole personality for me. That's fine. Whatever. But they bring up
in
that
OT,
argument. Yeah.
I was just gonna say in the original trilogy, he was mysterious. He
He's
had like
very
3
mysterious.
fucking lines.
I agree with you, John. I agree with both of you. He's pretty cool.
He's pretty cool. I am very disappointed because they made him go out like a bitch, dude.
Oh, that's awesome. At least he didn't go out like a punk.
Yeah. Oh, because I look like a badass.
He did
True.
not deserve that. He did not.
Dude, they
deserve
set
that.
us up so much for Book of Boba Fett, and then it was like all filler, and then it was the
Book of
Mandalorian.
Boba Fett was brutal. It was brutal.
I'm
It
just
had
glad
so
we
much
got more
potential.
Boba. I'm
I'm
It
not
had
gonna lie.
so much potential.
The Naboo fighter that you were tangent.
Shut up. Boba Fett's fucking awesome, dude. Fuck off, guys. Fuck off.
I'm starting to realize. I think I said Danny Trejo was in fucking Mando, not fucking Book of Boba Fett. Whoops. He was in
Basically,
the Book of Boba.
same thing.
Whoops.
Same thing.
Yeah, you're right. That's why I thought that. They are the same thing. I was thinking of season 2.5.
Yeah.
You were.
Yeah. Season 2.
Where he gets the coolest vehicle ever. Man,
Rancor.
no, the fucking Naboo starfighter.
Fair enough. Yeah, you're right. Freaking.
That thing's badass, man. Come on,
Yeah. Now this is pod racing. Fucking.
bro.
Stop.
I'll spin. That works.
Right.
This movie is for the fans. It's for the boys.
Yeah. Dude, Super Cat, Super Cast, a lot of cameos, everywhere. Easter eggs, everywhere.
Can you Can you watch this movie without smoking weed though?
Yes.
Yeah.
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 All right.
This is like a perfect date night movie because it's not
Oh, yeah?
overly offensive. Yeah, dude, it's a perfect date night movie. It's not offensive to women that much, and it's all disparaging humor. Like, these guys are nerds and gross, and he's grossly hitting on this girl. And then she's just, from a woman's point of view, it's not going to offend her that much, I would imagine. Hopefully.
I like
it's
your idea on that because it tells you a lot about yourself and your interests, and it's kind of cute. It's cute. It's got like that Scott Pilgrim-esque kind of nerdiness to it,
Yeah,
a
and
little vulgar, a little raunchy, but still.
and you really think about it. It's the girl who comes in and really saves them. She bailed them out of jail.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, the movie would have ended right there.
It ended right there. They'd have been going home.
I gotta say, I'm surprised the fact that they could not get George Lucas or Mark Hamill in this movie. I'm very surprised by that.
What year did this movie come out, or was filmed at least?
I think
Filmed
07.
2007, yeah.
I know Mark Hamill has always had some stuff going on.
Yeah,
Right.
it may have been just wasn't feeling it, but
Maybe they already blew their budget.
I know. Maybe they
I mean, this movie did end up losing money because all that Weinstein limited release shit.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Yeah. Fuck that guy. Fucking.
Yeah, fuck that guy, man.
Fat pussy.
It's the reason we can't watch fucking Dogma.
Yeah.
But no, I'd say that this movie is it's really good while high because the jokes land even better. The problem is like the uncomfortable parts are really uncomfortable.
Yeah, there is that level of cringe, but
Yeah,
you get that with fandoms. I would like to see in the future that maybe there would be if there ever could be a sequel, because there has been cast interest, director interest in a sequel, but how do you guys think that would look? Because I think that would be a very
I would love to see a sequel, but it's fans of the series that have stuck around for the first two sections,
you think about it.
4, 5, and 6, and 1, 2, and 3, and now they're waiting for the next one, and it ends the same way. What if this sucks?
Well, you could do that, or you could be waiting for maybe the ninth one, and dude, this is peak Star Wars talking point. I think a lot, like the way that Star Wars has come back and have had lots of flops, like lots of things that weren't appreciated by the fans. You got a lot of really interesting conversations that'll happen between fans in if they were to make another Fanboys movie.
I think that another Fanboys movie is almost needed.
I think so too, to bring the divide together.
New generation of Star Wars fans, especially with the Disney years now.
Because even Trekkies and Star Wars fans, it's all kind of blended into being like sci-fi fans. You know what I mean? We're all kind of sci-fi fans. I like Warhammer 40K, and I like, which is sci-fi. It's like dark sci-fi.
I mean,
Warhammer
does kind of fuck up all of those guys.
100%. Warhammer is like
just overpowered.
There's a lot to it, but I think that there is a Fanboys series that needs to be released.
Yeah, I would love to see a second one of these. I think Ernest Cline said because of the he had interest and he had desire to do it, but he said because of the attachment to Kevin Spacey and Harvey Weinstein, and the reputation of it does kind of hurt the franchise or a possible franchise. But I disagree. I don't attach those people.
I don't attach it to the art.
Yeah, we don't need Kevin Spacey to come back.
No.
we could get. I'm sure they could find a way of.
Carrie Fisher better come back and kiss somebody, but.
Yeah, we can bring Carrie Fisher back. We can bring the Fanboys franchise back.
We're gonna have to ask Disney to summon her back from the dead again.
Let's go, chomp chomp.
Well, this would be nice because then you could have George Lucas and Mark Hamill in it, especially Mark Hamill.
Perfect.
I think if you don't have Mark
they can
Hamill
kiss each other.
It's just like
right.
They could get up and they could kiss Mark Hamill.
Right. Oh yeah.
Oh, it'd be great.
Especially with Kevin Smith, if he's still involved in all that stuff. Because we had that big Mark Hamill cameo in Jane Silent Bob Strike Back.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I think Kevin Smith. This is always gonna be part of his identity, man.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it's
he's a major
Batman and
nerd.
Star
He's a
Wars.
major nerd.
As much as so many people want to call Henry Cavill the king of the nerds, Kevin Smith is the king of the nerds. But Henry
I'm inclined
Cavill
to agree.
is the prince, the beautiful Prince Charming,
It
the
sounds like
Shiny
he's the
golden prince.
shiny golden
He's the
prince.
fucking Joker. Um,
um,
but overall, I mean, it's the story of friendship and adventure and loss, with a very bittersweet ending.
It is bittersweet.
yeah. I think if they I love that bittersweetness to the ending, but I think they could bring, because of the cult classic kind of appeal to this, I think they could bring this back. I think they would have a different approach to the humor. Hopefully not overdoing the fan service is what I really would be afraid of. And
Definitely. Yeah, no, definitely no weird fan service.
yeah. How do you think they would do this movie today, or if it were to be successful, what would you guys want from a movie like this today, or if they were to make a sequel?
I'd like it to actually capture the core of Star Wars fandom, and that includes the I mean, we talk about the whole fight of Star Wars and Star Trek fans. Dude, fuck that. Now it's Star Wars fans versus Star Wars fans all day long.
Dude, you got me right
Might
there.
be the most toxic fandom out there, up there with the Dragon Ball fans.
Well,
and that's coming from a Dragon Ball fan myself. Go on.
I would love to see a movie about the conglomeration of fandoms. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to join one fandom only. You could be a fan of one thing, Star Wars, Star Trek, all of it, and it's a group of people all going to, I don't know, maybe to raid some VidCon or something like that.
Well, I think that's a really interesting thing you bring up, is that before, when this movie came out, and what kind of audience and characters they were trying to encapsulate here, is the nerds that were kind of ridiculed for being nerds. Being a nerd now,
right.
It's cool.
It's cool.
It is
where marketing is going toward, is appeasing the nerds, or trying to capture the nerd audience.
Yeah.
So that could really change a lot of the game for how a sequel like this could play out.
Yeah. Well,
right.
even before the Forbidden Trilogy, freaking the prequels were even divisive at the time. I know we grew up on that, and I grew up with that being a norm. I do too, and I think that's a generational thing, because I feel like a lot of the older gen, not now necessarily, but at the time of the prequels, got a lot of hate. Obviously, we talked about Jar Jar Binks, and all this stuff.
Stiff dialogue, which George Lucas is an amazing storyteller in a lot of ways of world building and stuff like that. The man does not write dialogue well.
I don't like sand.
No. No.
No.
But I would love to see a sequel to this. I would love to see more comedies like this, because honestly, guys, we haven't seen a lot of just movie comedies for a long time.
Who would be your top 4 actors?
For
who has cancer?
Sequel.
Yeah, who has cancer?
Who's got, instead of who's got the juice, it's who's got cancer.
Exactly, man. Who's got cancer? Who's got the van? Who is the tall, skinny, nerdy guy that gets the girl? And who is the square with responsibilities?
Well, I could see definitely, if this were maybe 8 years ago, probably you'd see Michael Cera, Jonah Hill, being that. I could, but being today's audience, do you really want to capture there should be a jock in there, there should be a jock.
I think Danny DeVito should have the van.
Danny Danny DeVito.
And it's like
Love Danny DeVito.
an old classic nerd.
Well, if you're gonna have Danny DeVito in there, I'd just love to have the Always Sunny cast in there. It's like...
Just put them all in.
Right?
No,
But no one wants to bang the blonde.
She looks too much like a bird, dude. Just kidding.
Running up and down Sesame Street. What the fuck?
God, that is a
Right.
great. That is a great.
They're probably
question.
going to throw Chris Pratt in it.
Chris Pratt. I can see that.
I say that.
Okay, I
with
could see
Jeff.
Chris Pratt. No, I mean,
Like, legitimately, I could see Chris Pratt being in a sequel like that. Like, he's maybe too big for it now, but like,
I just see Hollywood just tossing him into shit. That's all I'm saying. Him and The Rock.
Mhm. That's a really good question, Dave. And you know what? I think we should leave that to our commenters.
absolutely.
you guys
let
want
us
to
know.
see
Who
in
would you
this?
guys pick? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Who would be the best cast for Fanboys the sequel? Please leave that in the comments and give us a like and subscribe and tell us that we're doing a good job because our egos are very sensitive and we're crybabies and we love it and it's good for the algorithm.
Okay.
I'm fragile. Please.
Fragile.
Treat me gently.
We're a bunch of babies.
Lube up. Fuck.
No, I'm
Don't
kidding.
hurt me, please.
But seriously, like and subscribe, or I won't
Yeah.
like you.
And also, since we're on these topics, freaking anyone who even thinks that they feel a lump or anything, check yourself for testicular cancer, breast cancer.
Because
I think in the shower is the most important time to do that.
yeah, because that's what this
skin
show
tension.
is all about. We're really just doing a PSA about cancer. That's what we're
Right. I'm just saying, go in for screenings. I know our healthcare system sucks, but you can't put a price on being alive, so
True
just get
that.
it checked.
True that.
And if you don't, just live it to the best.
Love
True
you the
that.
best.
True that.
You go out
Don't
there.
don't say no to a good time.
Ask that girl out. Go ask for that job. Set
Go
a
get it.
government building on fire. Don't pay taxes. Buy
Don't do
gold.
don't do that.
All right.
We're not Ireland right now.
All right. You guys want to wrap that up here?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Thank you, everyone, for listening, and of course, may the force be with you always.
Be with you.
May the fourth be with you.
Indeed.
Thanks for having me,
Good night.
guys.
I'd
Oh.
love to have you on, Dave. Maybe we'll do it again sometime.
All right. I'll see you then.
Probably not.
Bye.
Never see you again. Fuck off.
No, fuck you guys.